7 NBA players surprising everyone this year. Going into the 2019-2020 NBA season, everybody has their expert predictions. Which players are going to have the best season? Which teams will control the league? Who are going to be the most improved players in the league? And who will take a step back? Many sports networks and websites look at the last couple years and try to see trends and tell us who the next stars are going to be. Some of the predictions are correct, some incorrect, while some players are simply forgotten about and overlooked. The players on this list are putting the entire league on notice, and the days of them being overlooked will be ending very soon. It is very exciting when you hear the players around the league that are surprising everybody and show no signs of slowing down. Pascal Siakam. The 6'9" slender forward from Cameroon won the NBA's Most Improved Player award last year, and most people realized the type of star he was capable of becoming. After winning 58 games and the NBA championship a year ago, every fan around the league believed the Raptors would take a step back this year, especially with the departure of their star player, Kawhi Leonard. Siakam averaged 17 points and 7 rebounds a year ago as the second option. Opponents' main focus was on stopping Kawhi. The best defender would always guard Leonard, and Siakam routinely found himself feasting on a lesser defender. Coming into this year, many skeptics around the league thought that the Raptors and Siakam would struggle to match their offensive efficiency from a year ago, and Siakam would have trouble as the number one option night after night. Pascal has turned those skeptics into believers. The Raptors forward is playing at an MVP-type level, averaging 25 points and 8 rebounds. Siakam has the Raptors sitting where they are very accustomed. That is toward the top of the Eastern Conference with a 19-8 record, with Siakam being the clear leader on the court. They are on pace to win a cool 58 games, the same number as last year's squad, which was not expected coming into the season. If Siakam is able to continue his scorching hot pace, the Raptors, with their championship pedigree, will be an extremely tough out come playoff time. Luka Doncic. The sharpshooter from Slovenia won the NBA's Rookie of the Year award in a landslide a year ago, and many fans around the league predicted he would have a big sophomore season. Not this big. Doncic is arguably the frontrunner when it comes to the MVP race, along with the Greek Freak out in Milwaukee. Luka is averaging 8 more points than last year, up to nearly 30 points a game. He is averaging more rebounds, 9.6, and more assists, 8.9, than a year ago. You would think that opponents would key in on Doncic after the massive success he had last year, but it seems like it has not mattered, and with the addition of Kristaps Porzingis, Doncic is a part of a dynamic duo. More importantly, the Mavericks are sitting at 18-9, which is on pace for about 55 wins this season. Dallas only won 33 games last season, missing out on the playoffs. Doncic is expected to have the Mavs right in the thick of the Western Conference playoffs race this season. Trae Young. Although Trae Young will always be compared to Luka Doncic since they came into the league together and were traded for one another, he should still be appreciated for the unbelievable talent that he is. Young was a phenom at the University of Oklahoma, but there were some question marks around him coming into the league. Trae had a good rookie season, but coming into his sophomore season, there were still questions around him focused on his size and durability. Young has seemed to put those questions to bed. He is an outstanding scorer, and his numbers this season show that. Trae had a nice rookie year, averaging just under 20 points a game, but he has made a major jump this year. Young is averaging over 28 points a game while shooting better than 37% from 3. His rebound and assist numbers have also increased. The negative for Young? His Hawks have the worst record in the Eastern Conference at 6-23. And as the best player on the squad, Trae is very responsible for turning this season around. The Hawks have a lot of young talent, and many people thought they would compete for a playoff spot this season. That is not the case whatsoever. Yes, Young is having a great individual season, but the next step for him is to be the best player on a successful team. Brandon Ingram. The New Orleans Pelicans finally snapped their 13-game winning streak when they took down the Minnesota Timberwolves. Although the Pels are sitting at a lowly 7-22, on pace to win 13 less games than a year ago, the future is rather bright. With Zion Williamson chomping at the bit to get back on the court, the Pelicans have a nice young nucleus they can build around for many years. Brandon Ingram is one of the main pieces in that nucleus. The Lakers sent Ingram to the Pelicans, along with Lonzo Ball for superstar Anthony Davis. Although Davis is one of the best players the league has to offer, the Lakers wish they could have found a way to keep Ingram and let go Kyle Kuzma instead. Ingram has long been compared to Kevin Durant, with an elite skill set, long athletic body, and offensive repertoire. B.I. is having a monster season, averaging over 25 points a game while shooting 49% from field and 39% from three. He is also averaging over 7 rebounds and nearly 4 assists per game. To put things into perspective, last season, while suiting up for the Lakers, Ingram averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists while shooting 33% from deep. The scary part? The humble beast is only 22 years old. Bojan Bogdanovich. This is Bojan Bogdanovich's 7th NBA season, and many NBA fans would not be able to say the team he plays for. That is not a surprise, considering Bojan has averaged less than 14 points during his career and has already played for 4 NBA teams. Bogdanovich took a big jump last year when he averaged 18 points a game for the Indiana Pacers, but many fans did not want to give him too much credit considering he was playing in the lowly Eastern Conference. With one of the biggest moves of the offseason, the Utah Jazz improved their team a great deal when they signed Bogdanovich along with veteran point guard Mike Conley. The rumor around the league was that Bogdanovich would not have the same success this season due to the gauntlet of the Western Conference. They were wrong. The Jazz are right in the middle of the Western Conference playoff race, holding a record of 17-11, and they are a very well-disciplined team, making them a scary opponent in the postseason. Bogdanovich is averaging 21 points a game, over 4 rebounds, and more than 2 assists per game. These are all increases from a year ago. To think only 3 seasons ago, Bogdanovich was averaging about 12 points a game and under 1 assist. Bojan is shooting an astounding 45% from three-point range, good for top 10 in the entire NBA. With Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, Bojan helps the Jazz form a strong big three of their own. Look for the Jazz to be a team that could surprise a lot of people come playoff time. Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony had not played a game in the NBA for nearly a year, and many skeptics around the league had questioned if Melo could still compete in the best league in the world. Many fans believed Anthony's ego was too great and he was not capable of taking a lesser role in order to help a team. Carmelo had stints in Oklahoma City and Houston the past 2 years, and he was not thought to have helped either team. Many fans actually believed the teams got worse once Carmelo joined them. After 14 games and the Portland Trail Blazers sitting at 5-9, they decided to take a chance on the future Hall of Famer. It has definitely paid off. The Trail Blazers are playing much better basketball since Anthony arrived, currently sitting at the 8th playoff spot and looking to keep moving up. Anthony is playing much better than he did with either the Thunder or Rockets, which is very surprising considering he is older, and you would think his game would be declining. Carmelo is averaging nearly 17 points a game, while shooting 41 from the three, 42% overall, and grabbing over 6 boards a game. All of those numbers are better than when he played with either the Thunder or Rockets. Anthony has given the Blazers a true third option on nights when Lillard or McCollum can't get going. They have a proven scorer and future Hall of Famer to help carry the load. The Blazers starting center, Jusuf Nurkic, is out with an injury for another couple months, but when he comes back, Portland should improve even more. Carmelo Anthony has a lot of naysayers, but as long as he continues to play like he has been, those doubters will run out of things to say. Domantas Sabonis. The Indiana Pacers are one of the pleasant surprises of the NBA so far this season. After finishing 48-34 a year ago and getting swept in the first round, the expectations were not very high going into this season. With Victor Oladipo being out for a large portion of the season after ACL surgery and Bojan Bogdanovich moving on to Utah, the Pacers were thought to be battling for a postseason spot. They have exceeded expectations. Sitting at 19-9, the Pacers are only 1 game behind the second-best record in the Eastern Conference, and with an extremely young core in place, they plan on battling at the top of the East for a long time. Domantas Sabonis has been the biggest bright spot for the Pacers thus far, holding the fort down until Oladipo returns. The 23-year-old big man from Oregon is averaging 18 points and 13 rebounds a game while shooting 51% from the field and dishing out nearly 4 assists per game. The Pacers are a team very similar to the Utah Jazz, with a lot of unselfish players, good coaching, and hard-nosed defense. With the emergence of Sabonis, the Pacers could be looking at home court advantage in a first-round Eastern Conference showdown. Final thoughts. There are many NBA players and teams each year that catch the entire fan base by storm. Every expert goes into each season predicting what is going to happen, which players are going to have monster years, and which teams are going to be at the top of the league. There were always players who shock just about everybody, even if the public pretends they saw it coming. Even the players themselves sometimes admit they are exceeding their own expectations. Several players have exceeded not only their own expectations, but the general public's so far this season. And many more players will follow suit as the years go on. If everything always happens as expected, sports would not be as fun and exciting. Who would have thought the Indiana Pacers would be battling toward the top of the Eastern Conference without their best player? Not many fans would have predicted the defending champions would actually be playing better basketball after losing the Finals MVP. Carmelo Anthony playing out in Portland, and Luka one-upping his marvelous season from a year ago. Players from this list will hope to keep their flaming hot pace, while other players will hope to join these stars as players lighting up the league and surprising everybody.